Did you know that there is an airport surrounded by mountains at 9,383 feet above sea level? Its 1,729-foot runway, which is quite short compared to most, sits perilously close to the edge of a cliff with a stone wall on one side and a 2,000-foot drop on the other. The flights only take off in the morning due to the extremely unpredictable weather in the highlands. Sudden snow or fog often results in the cancellation of flights. Put on your seatbelts and get ready for the greatest thrill ride in aviation. We are going to take you on an exciting aerial tour of some of the riskiest and most exciting airports that have ever been built. Tenzing Hillary Airport, Chorikarka, Nepal. Let's start with the airport, which is located at 9,383 feet above sea level, which we mentioned earlier, and it's Tenzing Hillary Airport or Lukla Airport, surrounded by mountainous terrain. Its short runway is 1,729 feet. It's common to have 7,000 to 10,000-foot runways and sits on the edge of a cliff with a 2,000-foot drop on one side and a stone wall on the other. The weather is highly unpredictable in the mountains, so the flights only operate in the morning. It's common for flights to get canceled due to sudden snow or fog. A pilot may even decide to return to Kathmandu if the weather seems unfavorable, because once you start the descent, you have to land. Only small planes and helicopters can land and take off here, and captains need special training, including at least 100 short takeoffs and landings, 1 year of experience in Midpole in such conditions, and 10 successful flights to Lukla with a certified instructor. It has a history of aviation crashes, though. When a plane went off the runway and collided with a chopper in 2019, 3 persons lost their lives. When a plane attempted to land here in 2008, 18 people perished. There have been further incidents. Why do people still get on this flight? Lukla, a village of less than 500 residents, is a well-liked base for climbers heading up Mount Everest. The 40-minute trip from Kathmandu to Lukla saves time compared to alternative options, which include taking a bus, a private helicopter, or of course, trekking to the town. Princess Juliana International Airport, Simpson Bay, St. Martin. Next, we have an airport, which is located near to a public beach. This airport on the Caribbean island of St. Martin flies so low that some bathers get a good dose of wind and sand every time a jet comes. The runway is only 7,100 feet long, and it faces the mountains and the beach on opposite sides. Enthusiasts of aviation gather near the shore to get selfies of the breathtaking takeoffs and landings. Nonetheless, a lot of signage advises people to avoid the area since jet blasts from aircraft can knock them down and injure them. And it did in 2017 when a woman was knocked down while standing by the airport barrier and died from head injuries. Paro International Airport, Paro, Bhutan. What will you say about an airport so confusing to fly into that just 17 pilots are permitted to land here? Situated 7,364 feet above sea level in the Himalayas, Paro International Airport is the only international airport in Bhutan. Only during the day are arrivals and departures permitted, and even then, pilots must possess exceptional expertise to prevent the aircraft's nose from rubbing against the mountains. To successfully descend, they bank the aircraft at a 45-degree angle and steer clear of houses perched above cliffs. Once you're out and breathing in the fresh air, you can take in the beauty of the 18,000-foot mountain peaks that surround this small airport with a 6,500-foot runway. Madeira Airport, Santa Cruz, Portugal. Madeira Airport, also called Cristiano Ronaldo International Airport, has the ability to make even the most certain pilots respect the land beneath their feet when they touch down. The short airport is conveniently located between cliffs and the ocean. To ensure that planes may land safely, it is extended with 180 columns in the water. Its infamously rough landings, which may jolt anyone, and the perilous Atlantic winds heighten the drama. It makes sense that so few pilots are authorized to land here. Narsarsuaq Airport, Narsarsuaq, Greenland. Narsarsuaq Airport, this airport in southern Greenland is frightening for a number of reasons. It's surrounded by fjords, which makes it ideal for photos but less so for airplanes. Due to heavy gusts, pilots must do a difficult 90-degree turn as they approach the 6,000-foot runway via fjords. Then there are neighboring volcanoes that produce ash eruptions that obscure the sky. Only daytime landings and takes-offs are allowed here due to the potentially dangerous nighttime flying conditions. Toncontin International Airport, Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Tegucigalpa Airport is notorious for being one of the riskiest airports in the world. Situated amid mountains and the scene of multiple crashes, the approach to the airport can be unsettling for pilots due to the requirement of a 45-degree turn minutes prior to landing in the valley and maneuvering through residential neighborhoods. Furthermore, it can be dangerous to overrun the 7,000-foot-long tabletop runway. Is it any surprise that Toncontin Airport is set to be replaced with a new one in the Comayagua Valley? The Palmarola International Airport, which opened in October of this year, boasts greater amenities and a longer runway. Gibraltar International Airport, Gibraltar. Upon arriving at Gibraltar, you will soon come upon a monolith. Pilots must brake as soon as they touch down since the runway terminates abruptly with the sea on each side, sandwiched between a busy metropolis and a rock. However, that isn't the scariest part. The reason Gibraltar is on this list is because this is the only commercial airport in the world with a freeway running across its runway. In the case of a landing or takeoff, traffic on the highway is blocked for 10 minutes to prevent dangerous collisions between airplanes and automobiles. Courchevel Altiport, Courchevel, France. Skiers experience a spike in their adrenaline even before they get on the slopes of the French Alps, thanks to the Courchevel Airport. It is 6,500 feet above sea level and planes face an obstacle course of mountains and valleys to get there. The runway only stretches 1,700 feet and it's also quite steep, with a downward gradient of 18.5%, so takeoffs are also nerve-wracking. There are no lighting aids here, so flying during bad weather conditions is unsafe. Juancho e Rasquin Airport, Hell's Gate, Caribbean, Netherlands. Makes sense to take a boat rather than the 15-minute flight from Street Martin to Saba Island if you're a fearful traveler. The airport in Saba is well known for having a 1,312-foot runway. The runway is surrounded by hills on one side and is hardly distant from the Caribbean Sea, thus a pilot's mistake could send a jet dangerously close to disaster. St. Helena Airport, St. Helena. An isolated British overseas territory in the Atlantic is called St. Helena. Since it could be reached by boat from Cape Town in 5 or 6 days, the local government suggested building an airport there. After delays, the building was completed in 2015, but it was found that the wind shears made the area too chaotic for aircraft to land. The 2016 trial flight projected what all pilots and passengers would have to go through to wander the area where Napoleon died. A hair-raising roller coaster ride. The gusts from the ocean smashed the cliffs where the airport is located. Following yet another delay in opening, St. Helena Airport earned the moniker world's most useless airport. Finally, in 2017, before COVID-19 shut them down once more, commercial operations started and landings are restricted to pilots with specialized training. Even yet, the flight into this island, famed for its trails and whale sharks, may be somewhat choppy. Congonhas Airport, Sao Paulo, Brazil. The airport in Sao Paulo is notorious for its small runways, difficult approach, and slick conditions. Amidst countless rows of rooftops, it's also unnerving to land so close to the city. A jet struck a gas station and a warehouse in 2007 after overshooting the runway. 12 individuals were killed on the ground and 187 people were killed in the tragic crash. Telluride Airport, Colorado, United States. Here there isn't much space for error. At 9,070 feet, the Telluride Airport in Colorado is the highest elevation commercial airport in the United States. It is quite difficult to fly here because of the strong winds and the San Juan Mountains' sheer cliffs. Aspen, Pitkin County Airport, Colorado, United States. Aspen, Pitkin County Airport, elevation 7,800 feet. Near the well-known ski town of Aspen is another frightening airport in the United States. The ever-changing wind conditions, poor visibility, and mountains on either side have all contributed to multiple crashes. Undoubtedly, it's one of the most difficult runways in the nation to land on. We've seen the breathtaking and terrifying realities of the world's most dangerous airports as we come to an exciting end to our aerial adventure. These flying wonders have captured the imaginations of adventurers and challenged pilots from the edge of cliffs to the heart of busy cities. Let the tales of these adventurous locations stay with us as we say goodbye, serving as a constant reminder of the unending bravery and ingenuity that characterize the aviation industry. Keep your seatbelt on tight and your feeling of wonder alive until we take off again. Happy travels, and may the skies always provide inspiration for your next journey.